Hi there and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Swift Sprite Major 6TD. This one's dealer special Ace viscount. These are essentially basic videos showing you how to set up and operate the caravan. So starting off first, you've got your black hitch head just here and black lever, which you have to have pulled up like so to then wind it down onto the jockey wheel. Wind it down onto the towable lever using the jockey wheel. It will then snap back, which will push up this red button, exposing a green ring. Then got your breakaway cable just here. You do have 13-pin electrics, so if your car does have 7-pin adaptation, make sure to bring yourself an adapter. Then your handbrake just here, jockey wheel used to level the caravan, and a point to lift it up. You then have a red propane gas bottle with an in-date black gas hose connecting onto your regulator just here. Black gas hoses run for 5 years, and then what you have to do, connect up both sides so it's nice and firm. However, you don't want it ridiculously tight. For this one, essentially hand tighten it as much as you can, and then just maybe a quarter turn with a spanner just to essentially nip it up. Once both sides are firmly connected, twist the gas bottle in the positive or open direction. Then 2 points side by side and 2 points at the back, you have inserts for your legs. You'll need a leg winder, which does come with the caravan, or you can get this 19mm drill bit and a power drill to essentially just wind it down a bit quicker. Do not attempt to jack up or level the caravan using these are simply used for stabilisation. Now, everything we are using today is test equipment. So starting off first, you have your flue. Your flue is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. Don't have to do anything with this except make sure it's nice, clean and tidy, as this is what gets the air in and out, and you don't want anything to block it up. Just next to it, we have your water pump. So just disconnect that for a second. Water pump connects in by just pressing in, then you just press the trigger to pull it out. Got this plastic cap here to go over the top of the acroll to make sure no nastiness gets in. Then lastly, at the bottom you have your strainer. Now it is crucial that the strainer sits at the bottom of the barrel. Now these water pumps do have a little bit of a tendency to curl up, which may result in the strainer being essentially floated around rather than being at the bottom. So what you can do is get some PVC tubing and essentially put it around the bottom part so it's always nice and straight. But yeah, all you have to do is just push it in, then to remove it you press in on the trigger and pull out. Then just here you have your battery locker. So this example doesn't have a battery fitted, but that's where it would get connected in essentially. Then you have your mains lead, which just plugs in nice and easy just there. Got a little bit of a cutout where you can essentially push the mains lead through, so you can have it locked up without anyone coming up and snatching your mains lead out. Then lastly, we have your toilet function. So starting off first, underneath here you have 2 inserts, which is where your wastewater will come out of. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipe to then feed into a waste master that you can then use to empty out on site. Just here we have your cassette for your toilet. So this is where all your waste will go into. To remove this, you press up on the orange handle and pull out just like so. What you can also do is extend that part out and use it as essentially a bit of a carry-on suitcase sort of situation. Then twist that head to the side, open it up just like so. Then what you want to do is tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually pressing that button there to vent. Just like so. What you can also do is once you've then emptied out anything inside, put in some fresh water, give it a little bit of a shake, and again tilt and vent. However you want to keep that bit shut up. Then on this cap here you have measurements of both imperial and metric, and that is for your blue chemical. Blue chemical goes into this cap just here. You need to twist it on, get it in, twist that back to the side and push it in so that that orange handle sits behind those white teeth. Then up above here we have your flush tank. So this can hold about 12 litres of water. However, I wouldn't recommend putting in any more than 10. Recommend even. And then you can also add a little bit of what's called pink chemical, which works as a bleach without being corrosive and makes it smell a bit nicer. Now you don't want to travel with either of these too full. So just up here, you've got a little bung to empty out the remaining water inside that tank. The caravan itself will be fully drained off before you leave with it. Then underneath your right hand side seat you have all of this, so I wouldn't recommend storing anything underneath here. You've got your boiler just there, and leading into that boiler you have these blue leads. Those blue leads are where your water's running through, and then you have that yellow switch valve just there. When it's in the horizontal position as it is now, that is allowing the flow of water to come through. When you switch it up to the vertical position, that is draining off any water that is inside the system. November to March, have that up permanently unless you're actively using the caravan, as you don't want any water inside the pipes to freeze over and burst. And anytime you come off site, just drain it off. We will have drained off the caravan before you leave with it. This silver box, that is your battery charger. Then up here you have all your trips and fuses, all your trips in the upright position and all your fuses in the correct position. I would also recommend to carry some extra fuses with you as well. Just up here you have a spare heating and hot water and charger button, all lit up, meaning that they're all active. Then you also have a reverse polarity button. Then you also have a complete system shutdown button there as well. Press that in, nothing inside the caravan will be able to operate. On the side here you have this silver box. That is your, that's silver, that's blue. This is your brain box for your motor mover. If you ever need to do a reset, it's through that box. Then pull this down. If you need to know what the trips and fuses represent, just pull down this panel and it will tell you exactly. And just up here we have your main control panel. So you've got power on and off just there. You can view the levels of either the leisure or vehicle battery by pressing in the respective part or pressing in view levels. So right now you can see 14 volts are coming into the caravan. That is not an accurate representation of the leisure battery when you're plugged into mains. If you want to know the leisure battery, take out the mains and just press in. Then you have your water pump button just here. So press in on water pump. You'll hear it kick in, and then come over to one of your taps, open up on both hot and cold. What you're looking for is that nice steady continuous stream. As I've just turned it on, it's going to be a little bit poor, the stream coming out, but wait about 2 to 3 minutes and you're looking for a nice steady continuous stream. If there's any coughs or splutters, go outside and check to make sure that it's sat at the bottom of the barrel, the strainer is. You can also come to your wands inside here, check on both hot and cold, and then also check on your shower as well and check to see that that's running as well. Just check, make sure all of those are running. So pretty much power on and off, water pump and view levels. Then just here we have your Truma heating. So this is a button, but it's also a dial to turn it side to side. So you've got back button just there. First up, you've got motorhome with the thermometer in it. That is for the internal temperature of the caravan that you desire. Whatever you want, press in to select it. Just go back, turn it off. Then you've got water heat. So you can either have that off, Eco, which will get the water to 40 degrees, hot, which will get it to 60 degrees, or boost. Boost will prioritize the water heat over the actual heating of the caravan itself for about 15 minutes and then drop it back down to Eco. Then you've got your energy source. So you can either use for the heating and hot water strictly gas, a mixture of gas and 1 kilowatt of mains, mixture of gas and 2 kilowatt of mains, strictly electric with 1 or 2 kilowatts. And again, to select, you just press in. Then you have your fan setting here. So for the fan setting, you can either have it off or vent. And what vent does, it essentially circulates the air across the caravan. That is for when you have no heating on. However, if I quickly go back to heating, and let's just put it on 5 and go over to fan speed, I either have that eco or high. Eco is a nice steady boost, high is a bit more of a vigorous boost. Just turn that off. Then you can also set a timer for when you'd like the heating and hot water to start and when you would like it to finish. So you just input the start time and the finish time. Then you've got the correct time. So it's currently not 5 minutes past midnight. You just select the correct time. Anytime you fully take off this panel and fully reset it, it will turn itself back to that. Then lastly, you've got the spanner remote, which is your additional settings. So offset, temperature, brightness, 12 or 24 hour clock, language, index or reset. Not going to go through that as we have set the panel to the most user-friendly way. If you'd like to have a look inside your book pack to see what these bits represent, please do so. Then to turn this panel off, press and hold on the middle dial. Turns itself off. And just here we have your fridge operation. So to turn this on, press and hold in on this button. It will flash up with the LEDs and it will come to this panel. So right here you have a selection button, so you have to press and hold in and you have the choice of either gas, mains or battery. Now battery is for when you're plugged in with 13 pin electric. Do not attempt to use that otherwise because you'll just come up with a hazard. So let's flick it over to gas. Now for gas, you'll hear it gradually begin to tick in. Then once it's finished ticking, that means it's lit. You then have a panel 1 to 5. 5 being the most powerful, so it's going to chill it the quickest. Now it does take around 4 hours for the fridge to fully chill regardless. Now if I want to change it over, press and hold again. I can use back or front, over to mains, flick it over. And there we go, simple as that. Then turn it off, press and hold this button here, turns it off. That screen will automatically get rid of the LEDs so it doesn't disturb you whilst you sleep. However, you have to press and hold that button there. Then we have your hot grill and oven. Everything works on gas, so it's just a case pressing the dial, twist it to the side and press the igniter. This is what it looks like when they're lit. As you can see, all the burners nice and lit. And then again for the grill, so let's see if I can do this with one hand. There you go, nice and lit. And lastly, you've got your oven, so again, and there you go. Only other thing to note, don't travel with your gas on and make sure you put down this glass sheet before travelling, but don't put it down until all of these are cold to the touch. And lastly, we have your toilet operation, which is bog simple. Pressing this button here and you'll hear that button, hear that noise. That is what will push around any water that is inside the flush system into the bog. Push away this handle, opens up the cassette, pull it back towards you and shuts it up. When the cassette is full, there'll be a red icon come up there telling you to empty.